What's the good word, Josh? Your boy DKB here. So we have a bit of an interesting battle. I use the term battle loosely, but our safety coach, Marquand Manuel, may potentially be on the move once again. If you think back to a couple of weeks ago, I believe he was interviewing for the Panthers defensive coordinator spot. This time, the Dallas Cowboys have come a-knocking, and there are some interesting names that he's up against, right? Essentially, he is battling an potential internal promotion in their defensive line coach that they've interviewed, and then basically other head coaches, right? Ron Rivera, Mike Zimmer, the new sexy and unsurprising, or surprising one, I should say, is former Jets head coach, former Bills head coach, Rex Ryan. From what I picked up on, nobody really was aware that he was expecting to be part of this coaching cycle in any fashion, right? Whether that be a head coach, defensive coordinator, defensive consultant, for example, like we've seen, I think it was the Eagles did, the previous year they reached the Super Bowl. So it is interesting to see him throwing his name back in the ring. I can't remember what his specific comments were, but there were, I know he was highlighting that there would only be a certain situation that would bring him to want to come back to coaching. Obviously, he feels like the Cowboys have that in place. You take a look at that defense and a lot of the pieces they have, though, from Michael Parsons to Diggs, all across the board, right? Basically, they have stars at every position and the potential to continue to add to it. And you can't help but think that Rex Ryan, one of the best defensive minds, since 2010 and beyond, realistically, since the early 2000s. Don't think about just the New York Jets days. There's a reason we hired him as head coach from the Ravens, is because he's building an absolute dynamic defense that was decimating people left and right. So it will be interesting to see him try to adjust to this new age of defense, right? Where it's a little bit more positionless than we've seen from his previous days. But he won't necessarily have to try to fit a lot of square objects through a round hole over there. Marquand Manuel, in my opinion, kind of has his work cut out for him here if he can get it done. But considering they wanted to interview him this late in the coaching cycle, I would say he probably has a significant enough chance. Keep in mind, he does have previous coordinator experience with the Falcons, I believe it was. And so it's not like he's completely clueless or walking into this brand new. But we'll see. Ron Rivera recently fired. Mike Zimmer, I believe, was a previous Vikings defensive coordinator. The name rings a bell. I can't remember what his last spot was. And then Rex Ryan obviously hasn't been in the coaching realm since 2016. So will they go with a fresh face coming off of helping build an elite secondary in our Marquand Manuel, or will they go with one of the better minds in Rex Ryan, or at least the guy that can focus again in Ron Rivera on the defensive side, where he's shown that he can build some elite defenses of his own going back to his Panthers days. Nonetheless, this will be fun. If Marquand Manuel goes, again, this is a very underrated coach on our defensive coaching staff. It will suck, and I'll be sad to see him go, but again, I can't help but be happy for this opportunity for him to go out there and finally get back to a defensive coordinator spot and maybe work his way into a head coaching position. Nonetheless, this will kind of be a late boost for Robert Saleh's confidence in that he at least knows what he is doing on the defensive side of the ball. So we'll see if he continues to kind of be hands off when it comes to the offense and kind of fully investing in the defense here. But we'll see what happens. So he's scheduled to be interviewed Thursday, today, by the time you guys are seeing this. He does have some familiarity with Mike McCarthy, current head coach from back when he was a player way back in 2006, and McCarthy was the head coach. So I don't know if that connection would help him in any particular way. But early kudos if he does get the position. I'm hoping he can stay, but let the guys fly the coop when they can. Let me know what you guys think here. I'll catch you guys again. Peace.